Everybody knows that Medicare for all is the way to go moving forward with our healthcare system. Now, there are obviously some people who disagree on how we should go about doing it, and there are some people who don't like the fact that, at least maybe in some cases, there are some people who are going to want to include abortion in this particular issue. And I say that because I wanted to share a little something with everybody. I had a conversation the other day with a friend of mine who's a conservative, somebody that I work with. And, the reason he gives me that he doesn't want to um, want his money going towards health care is because of abortion. And I thought about that a second. And I researched a little bit. He showed me some what he considers scientific data. He showed me the sources. I double checked it. Turned out to be true. Okay. 3 weeks, I think it was 3 to 6 weeks viability, heartbeat, whatever. But some people do believe that women should have access to abortion without being stopped because they have the right to their own bodies. I happen to be one of those people. He isn't. That said, when we had this conversation, I said, how about this? Why don't we allow abortion to be paid for state-wise by the states that want it and just leave it out of the states that don't want it? And the way we could go about doing this, at least in part, is through a ranked choice voting measure every time a congressional race is held, every 2 years. And the 10 basic comments for society that I gave in my proposed 29th Amendment, healthcare, education, firefighting, food, housing, military, utilities, all that stuff, it would actually be ranked, okay? So you would have each one bulleted 1 through 10, and you would rank each one on your ballot from 1 to 10. The 1 being the one you want most funded, and 10 being the one that is the most expendable. Well, what you do there is you count them like you would a normal ranked choice ballot vote with a candidate. And whatever the average turns out to be, whoever the winner ends up being after the counting is done, the order that it's in would be what the state government would have to fund if it's done on the state measure. If you're doing the same list on the federal level, then that would be the way the federal government has to do it in every single state. Okay? That's the federal government's job. So obviously this would be different on a state-by-state basis. Some states are going to want healthcare funded at their state level more. Some people are going to want military funded more because they rely on military jobs. Some are going to want their public utilities funded more. I mean, if Texas gets their act together, that might happen for them. And so on and so forth. So this was an interesting conversation because, my friend here understands the benefit of universal health care. I showed him how it saves money. And his abortion concern, I understand. He's a conservative. He considers himself a Christian, and I've heard him talk before. He's a good guy. And so, okay, maybe there's a way around this. So I found a third way with this ranked choice voting option and just leave the abortion aspect of it up to the states rather than at the federal level. You should be okay. Because states are going to vote on this particular issue however they want. Now, I haven't mentioned abortion specifically in the ranked choice voting process, but that's a separate issue. If they do fund health care, maybe the certain state governments choose not to funnel money into abortion clinics and they want it so there. So I'm like, okay, if you don't want to fund abortion, then you can compensate that through contraception. So if you want to not fund abortion in your state, you can compensate for that by giving discounts on contraceptives. That's one way to do it because then you won't have to worry about potential abortion rates, right? There you go. So I think that on top of the 29th Amendment, when the government is constitutionally mandated to take care of these 10 areas, then you as a voter should have the right to rank them depending on which one is most important to you. And whatever the majority turns out being after the ranked voting is counted, that's how the government must do it by law. They can't decide not to do it. The courts can't strike it down. They have to uphold it if it's challenged. And that's my idea on that. So what do you guys think? Leave me comments in the bottom below. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell so you know when when I get another video. If any of you have seen my most previous video, I had a little bit of an artwork showing up as the advertisement for my video. It says Chamber of Progress and some fancy lettering. I'm curious as to what you all think of that. I'm probably going to create some more. So let me know. Let me know. I'm really trying to spruce the show up and get it to be a little bit more presentable, so and a better quality, really. So there you have it. Let me know what you think about it.